In our tradition, knowledge, education is a communal function. It's something that is owned and controlled by everyone. Yikwe Armour talked about two different kinds of people. I believe it was in Osiris Rising. It may be in, no, I think it was up in Kemet. We talked about the keepers and the sharers. And the keepers are those individuals who acquire knowledge, information, quote unquote wisdom, and they hold on to it. They don't pass it on to other people. They pass on bits and pieces, especially bits and pieces that allow them to manipulate people. And they really are in service to the powers that be. So they are keepers. They keep the information from everyday people. Arm, of course, sided with the sharers, and these were individuals who felt it was their duty to make sure that everybody had as much information as they could tolerate, as much knowledge, as much wisdom as they could tolerate. So whatever it was that they learned, they passed on. Our tradition is one of sharing of information for people to know everything they possibly should know. Of course, that's limited to what people can functionally handle without harming themselves or other people, because there's some things, or if you will, some personalities or some levels of immaturity or some levels of development that do not allow everybody to handle all information in a good way. So, but in general, the idea in our traditions is sharing. Education information was, and I'll put that up here, a sharing tradition, a sharing educational tradition. And also we said that education is communal. I guess I should use the board more. Also, education traditionally is free and available to all who mentally qualify. And that's a positive discriminatory thing. So that anybody who is able, you go as far as you can. The Kemetic mystery system was, I guess for me, a perfect example, or the best example of that, where you rose as far as you could. And the only limits that were placed on your education were those limits you placed on yourself in terms of your abilities or your creativity. These things are in the nature of African communalism. If we look at them carefully, we see that these should be natural outgrowths of a communalistic system. Everybody's supposed to get what they need. There's not supposed to be any bias there. Point to another point, careers or vocations. I don't know if we want to use the word careers. Vocations. They were not for, and I'm going to need to qualify this, the individual. They were designed to serve the community, the community's needs. Now, this we have to qualify, not for the individual. And I've read it a number of places. The Akan are a fiercely individualistic people. Being individual is extremely important for the Akan people. But that individualism, that fierce individualism, which is, of course, very much connected to family, cannot be disconnected to family, is connected or inside of an envelope of the community. So the individualism is expressed, the individualism is promoted so that individuals can become the best that they can be at their talents, at what they've been given. But they understand that what they become good at, that individual talent, that individualism is designed to serve the community. So they're looking to be the best to serve, the best to perform their duty and obligations to the community. That's what it's supposed to be. When we talk about our traditions, we're not talking about today per se in many ways. We're talking about a tradition. So this was not for, as in the West, for self-fulfillment, for self-aggrandizement. That's not what they were for. They were for the community. What you learned was to improve the quality of the community, which should be logical. You improve the individuals, you improve the community if everybody's interconnected into it well.